Have you ever wondered what a dirty bourbon martini tastes like? No? Well, let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, when it has a brand new video. Everybody has their favorite cocktail, but for me, my personal favorite, I'm a pretty simple guy and easygoing. I like an old fashioned, but others might like a dirty martini, a bee's knees, a margarita, or even a jungle bird. But today we're taking those four cocktails and we're supplementing their specific spirits for bourbon. Without further ado, let's get into cocktail number one. So you might be asking yourselves, what made me think of this idea? I've got absolutely no idea, but it wouldn't be possible without our friends over from Whiskey. Now, Whiskey sent me over this beautiful bar set that we are going to be using to create all of these cocktails, as well as some of the glasses that we are going to be drinking out of. Now, if you guys want, go check the link out down below for the Whiskey link, and you guys can go pick up some of the stuff that I used today. But cocktail number one today, we are going to be making a margarita. Now, margaritas typically use tequila, but like I said in the beginning of the video, we're going to be using bourbon. And the bourbon of choice for this one is going to be the Jim Beam Black. Now, what do we need for a margarita? Let's get our ingredients. So obviously we need our base spirit, and that is going to be the bourbon. We also need triple sec, and then we also need lime juice. Fresh squeezed lime juice is what we're using today. So let's grab everything we need and let's get the shaking. In your shaking tin, add 1 ounce of lime juice, 1 ounce of triple sec, and finally 2 ounces of your bourbon of choice. Fill that bad boy up with some ice cubes. Grab your glass that you're going to be using. Today we've got the beautiful Whiskey Rocks glass. And I always like to dirty them. And for our garnish, a very nice lime wheel. But there you guys have it, the bourbon margarita. Very refreshing, lime forward. You get a little hint of that orange, but instead of that really specific tequila note, it swaps it out with bourbon. And for me, I absolutely enjoy that. It's a really nice, beautiful colored drink as well. I really enjoy this right here. That is darn delicious. Let's get into cocktail number two. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is going to be cocktail number two, and we are going to be doing the bee's knees. Now, this is a really nice, easy gin cocktail, but today, again, we're swapping it out for bourbon. So, as stated before, we've got our bourbon, we have our homemade honey syrup, and then we have our fresh squeezed lemon juice. This is going to be a shaking cocktail, so grab your shaking tin, grab your jigger, and here we go. We are going to be going in with 3/4 an ounce of honey syrup. This is a 1-to-1 ratio of honey and water. We're going to do 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lemon juice, and then 1.5 ounces of your bourbon. Shake. Now for this, we are going to be using a coupe glass. So what I'm going to grab is my strainer, and then I'm also going to double strain this. Our garnish is going to be a lemon peel. I like to express our oils on top and just lay that in there nice and softly. And there you guys have it, the bourbon bee's knees. So good. It's easy, it's delicious, it's soft. I feel like the lemon and then the bourbon kind of complement each other very nicely. You get a really nice honey note on this. It's not overpowering. I think if you use 3/4 of an ounce of actual honey, or even just a 1/2 ounce of honey, that would be too much. The softness of the syrup itself that goes into this brings out that nice brightness from the lemon, and then it adds that boldness with the bourbon, whereas I think gin might actually not be the best component in this drink itself. But this right here, absolutely delicious. Let's get into cocktail number three. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our third cocktail of the day is going to be our rum cocktail. And again, we're using bourbon, but we're switching it up. We're going to be going in with Evan Williams 1783. This is another 90 proof bourbon, but we're going to be making the Jungle Bird. Now, this is a really fun, delicious, bright, somewhat bitter style rum tiki drink that I absolutely love, and the Jungle Bird is absolutely wonderful. So for this drink, we are going to be using our bourbon. We are going to be using Campari. We are going to be using pineapple juice, lime juice, and then a rich Demerara simple syrup. Now, this is again a shaken cocktail, so let's get to going. We are going in with ½ ounce of Demerara syrup, ½ ounce of lime juice, ½ ounce of pineapple juice, 3/4 ounce of Campari, and then finally, 1.5 ounces of bourbon. And shake. This is not one that I want to dirty dump, so I am going to strain this over fresh ice in our rocks glass. I love the color of this drink. It's so beautiful. A bright red, turning almost like an orangey look. And we are going to take 2 pineapple prawns and use those as our garnish. There you guys have it, the Jungle Bird. Cheers. The brightness from the Campari mixed in with the juices in this just goes so well. The richness of the Demerara syrup is wonderful. The bourbon comes through a lot on this. I think it kind of acts the same way that a rum would. So I think that if you were to get this at a place that did something a little bit different and you asked for bourbon, I don't think you'd be in the wrong. It's just a beautiful looking cocktail. Absolutely love everything about this drink. It's sweet, it's tart, it's boozy, it's absolutely delicious. There you guys have it. That's the Bourbon Jungle Bird. Let's get into our fourth and oh so dreaded cocktail, the Dirty Bourbon Martini. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made 3 absolutely delicious cocktails, but we've got to get into one that I know you have all been waiting for, and you might have skipped to this one just to see my reaction of drinking it. But if you've lasted this long, make sure you guys drop that like, leave a comment down below on what your favorite cocktail so far has been, and make sure you guys join in on the Patreon. Link is down below. But without further ado, we've got one more to get into, and that is the Dirty Bourbon Martini. Now this is going to be consisting of 3 ingredients. We've got dry vermouth, we've got olive juice, and we've got bourbon. And I'm hoping and praying to the Lord Savior above that the bourbon cuts through this entire drink and I don't taste anything. But we are going to be shaking this. We're not going to be stirring this. We like our martinis shaken, not stirred. So we've got our bourbon, we have our dry vermouth, and then we have our olive juice. And I do not want to do this, but I have to. So, this is a shake and drink. Let's grab our shaker. In our shaking tin, we add ½ ounce olive juice. Oh, I almost did 3/4 ounce. Oh no. ½ ounce dry vermouth, 2.5 ounces of bourbon. We want this to be so shaken, so cold, and so diluted that we don't taste the olive juice. Well, here we go. Let's hope it's good. We're gonna double strain this into a martini glass. And thanks again to Visky for sending this glass my way. And garnish with a skewer of 3 olives. And there you guys have it, the Dirty Bourbon Martini. I'm doing this for science and I'm doing this for you. Make sure you guys drop a like on this video. Oh, I absolutely hate olives. And I can get the faintest, smallest hint of olive in this drink and it just makes me want to pucker because it's just so not good. I don't know how people drink dirty martinis. I don't know how people drink filthy martinis. And just the fact that there's olives in this drink just make me want to curl up in a ball. But I will say this right now, it's not the worst thing I've ever had in my life. And if I had to take another sip, I would, but I don't have to because that was the premise of the video, was to at least take a sip of every cocktail. Make sure you guys drop that like, leave a comment down below, like I said, on what was your favorite cocktail out of these 4. We had the Dirty Bourbon Martini, we had the Bourbon Jungle Bird, the Bourbon Bee's Knees, and then the Bourbon Margarita. My personal favorite is going to go to the Bourbon Jungle Bird. Number 2 would have to be the Bee's Knees. Number 3, the Margarita. And then number 4, the Dirty Bourbon Martini. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Till next time, this has been Nathan with The Everyday Drinker. Cheers.